There's there's always something going on in the Miami Hurricane universe. There's always. And today we're talking about a podcast that I just watched with Jakori Brown that just dropped. So type in Momentum Podcast, type in Jakori Brown, and the podcast will pop up, and you'll get to know a lot about him. You'll get to know some extra stuff. But he didn't hold back. He didn't hold back. Matter of fact, you know, guys, how long have I been running this channel? How long have I been running this channel? I've been running it a while. I've been editing videos for a decade now. I can tell when something's cut out. I don't care if you cut out 2 milliseconds. Me being an editor, I have an eye for that. And there was a couple points in this podcast that was cut out. It was almost like JB said something he shouldn't have said and they cut it out. Or maybe there was a mic malfunction and they cut it out. I don't know. It looked funny though. It looked funny though. JB said some stuff that I like, and he said some stuff that I probably wouldn't have said. Real quick, big shout out to the Kane Gang, guys. If you want to join the Kane Gang, get signed up today. You can hit the link in the description or in the pinned comments. And it's only for $1.99 to help your boy support the grind. You'll get video shout outs, exclusive content. If you look at the members only page, there's already a good amount of videos up there for you guys. If you don't want to, that's cool. I appreciate you being on the channel, saying what's up, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. I do appreciate you guys so much. And for the Kane Gang members, extra shout out to y'all. Now back to the video. And the reason I say I probably wouldn't have said it is because in the position he's in, everything he says, everything he does is going to get clipped, flipped, dipped, pipped, tipped, remixed, T-mixed, flea mixed, no matter what you say. And I believe that that could be the position we're in, especially in a time right now where news is starting to slow down. People look for stuff to dive into. And he said a couple things that I know will probably turn into headlines. I don't know for sure, but I would assume if I was a rival fan base or if I was somebody who didn't like Miami, I definitely would be bringing it to the forefront. So let's talk about some things that I liked about the podcast. I learned more about him. I learned more about Jakori, about how he grew up, about how a family had to take him in, about his motivation behind playing football, about how smart he is, about how he knows that football isn't going to last for long, so he wants to make sure he's built. This is my instant reaction, right? So all this stuff I'm saying is off the dome, about how the position he's in is because of a lot of people, and he says he's never going to slack off. He's never going to back down because of those people. So he thanks God every day for another opportunity. He's always positive. He's always excited. Now, there's co-host who's backing up how positive he is as a person. And he talks about how him and Emery, they're going deeper into their religion, and how close their bond is. He talks about how he had a good relationship with Tyler. He said a lot. He even talked about Cam Ward. And all I'm going to say is, oh, wait. Before I start talking about that, before I start talking about the stuff, the juicy stuff, he did say that he was never going to transfer. The rumor came out he was going to transfer, and he laughed because he couldn't wait to play against Rutgers. He was excited for Rutgers. And then after that, there was a meeting with the coaches, and he was he wants to be a Miami Hurricane. Also, there was 2 narratives during the season. There was 2 main questions during the season. Why is JB redshirting? Well, he said he wanted to redshirt. He wanted to work on his passing game. He wanted to work on his accuracy. I believe Streeter from Footballville is somebody who already reported this. But even after he reported this, people said Dawson Mario wanted to redshirt him. No, he said he went to him. Also, they came to him and asked him about running Wildcat. He said he didn't want to do it. He said when you are a mobile quarterback and you get into that, you get stereotyped into being a running quarterback, and the NFL looks at that and people try to box you in. And he wanted the red shirt this year and get better at throwing. And that was the first part that I said, I don't know if I rock with that. Now, before I dive into this, I want to say, I like JB11's maturity. He's very intelligent. He's very smart. And you can tell that by how he already has plans about football. He's not living day to day. He already has plans and he's trying to execute it every day. How grateful he is, how excited he is, and how he said he wanted to be on Leadership Cancel next year, okay? Now, if you're going to be on Leadership Cancel, you can't say certain things about your teammates. So let's talk about that, right? The first thing is he said he didn't want to play Wildcat running back or Wildcat quarterback. Now, here's my thought on that. If the coaches said, hey, we plan on using you in short downage situations, if JB says, okay, I'm down with it, let's do it, I believe Miami wins more games next year. If we had JB11, and this isn't something I'm saying now, I've been saying it this whole year, but I was under the impression that, excuse me, go and get that water. Get that water. I was under the impression that we didn't run Wildcat because Dawson didn't. Because I want you guys to look at the year before. And when we ran Wildcat with JACURRI, we moved the ball. We got the yards. And we had a worse O-line than we had this year. So I think if JB11 would have said, okay, I'm down with that, we would have won more games, because there were several times in short yardage situations where we just couldn't get the yard, or we didn't do the right play right, or we didn't execute the play in the red zone. We couldn't score in the red zone. So to me, I feel like he hurt the team. Now for himself, he got the red shirt. He got to practice more. He got to improve. And he said he asked the coaches, I want to go on scout team. His reasoning being is because he didn't want to sit on the sideline as a second or third string. So he'd rather get the reps on the scout team against the number one defense, which is going to make you better. And some people aren't going to like this, but listening to that segment, it sounded like he was thinking about himself. How can I get to the NFL? What is the NFL going to think of me if I'm a Wildcat running back or quarterback? And all I know, I'm positive this team is better if JB11 would have been used in Wildcat packages below. I'm going to pause for a second and let me know your opinion on that. So did JB get a chance to get better and improve? Yes. Did the team somewhat had a weapon that they could have been used on the sideline and they didn't use it because he wanted the red shirt and he didn't want to be used that way? Yes. Do I somewhat understand? Yeah, if you're thinking about yourself and you're thinking about what the NFL wants to see, I understand. But NFL also wants to see you play for a team that wins. So that was one thing. And then another thing he said that I don't know if he should have said was, he talked about Tyler Van Dyke too, and he said that Tyler struggled, but he also said at one point that Tyler did in fact. I want to see how he said it. He said Tyler kind of held the team hostage by saying, I may go to Alabama now. We knew there was rumors about him in Alabama, but apparently there was some negotiations with that too. For anybody who wanted that to confirm that, JACURRI confirmed that. Now, the Cam Ward conversation came up, and the first time they brought him up, JB said, we're going to be competing, and it's going to make the team better. All I care about is football. I said, yes. I said, that's what we want to hear. That's a good answer. Then he starts talking about when he first heard that Cam was coming, somebody called him and said, hey, man, Cam Ward's on the team. And he said, what? They shared the screen with him. And then he goes into he was like, man, at first I was like, what? Then I said, oh, you're making this amount of money for a year? Okay, then I can't fault you. So right there, when you say that, people are going to run with it and say Miami are playing or paid Cam Ward $1 million gazillion. You know how they like to exaggerate when it's Miami. Okay, he could have stopped there, but then he goes on to say, I really don't think whoever is handling his business didn't handle it good. They said he was going to go to the draft at first. Then you come back to Miami, I don't think you handled that good. Now, what if it's Cam Ward's father that handles this business? Right? First of all, you're talking about the money this man making. You put it out there on the internet. Then you talking about whoever's handling his business. You don't think they did it right. I don't know why I say that. I don't think you should have said that. Because maybe Cam Ward listens to that and says, no big deal. Maybe he listens to it and says, why are you pocket watching me? Why are you worried about me? I thought we were supposed to be a quarterback room that's all supposed to be conducive. Right? And then he was like, and the hosts were kind of throwing him these lobs to knock it out for him to say these type of things. He said, yeah, I'm not a take me out to dinner type of guy. Rick Ross type, fancy dinner. That's not me. I'm loyal to the T, which y'all know I love loyalty. Shout out to JB for his loyalty. But when you say that could come off as a shot at Cam, who did go to a fancy dinner, who did have Rick Ross there. And then he was like, look, the way I look at it is I want people that want to be here. If you have to think about being here, then you don't want to be here. I want to rock with people who want to be here. I'm like, this man really saying this? Crazy. I just feel like he didn't have to say that. And I don't know how Cam Ward is. Maybe Cam Ward will never hear the interview. But if Cam Ward did hear that, he has to feel like, hey, he taking shots at me. Because what if Cam Ward came in and said, I'm coming to Miami because, they lost to Rutgers. Quarterback throwing an interception. Quarterback is a Wildcat quarterback. I throw the ball. What if he was saying stuff like that may be true, but it don't need to be said in a public forum. And JB said he wants to be on leadership council, right? Leadership council. Well, part of being a leader is keeping your troops' business in-house, right? Even if we know Cam Ward probably got paid. Even if we know JB is super loyal and don't need no dinners and stuff like that. You don't got to say it in a public forum. You keep that in-house, right? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping or if I'm tripping, right? Because I honestly feel like when you listen to this interview, there's going to be some people who are going to be like, I love that mentality. There's going to be some people who's going to say, oh, you probably shouldn't have said some of this stuff. He also said that he really didn't get along with Pounce. He didn't say he didn't get along with it. He said Pounce's coaching style was my way or the highway. He said Pounce kept bothering him about his stance, and he was like, what are we talking about, man? They said that Josh Gaddis was always yelling at somebody. I'm trying to think what else he said. But yeah, he talked highly of Emory. He talked highly of Isaiah Horton, said that he thinks great things are coming for him. And like I said, I enjoyed getting to know him better. I just don't know if he should have said some of the stuff he said about Cam. JB ultimately said that, hey, if you bring somebody in, they got to mesh with the guys and they got to earn it. Because if you bring somebody in and it don't work out, you lose the locker room. That's what he said, which is true. He ain't lying, but do you got to say it? I want to know what y'all think about this comment. I already know the comment section going to be fire. I already know there's going to be some people who say, oh, I love the battle. I love the grits. Grant, you're reading too much into it. There'll be some people to say, damn, I agree with you. Hey, no matter if you agree or disagree, I'll be down there in the comments with you. I'm out. Peace. Choo-choo.